At Lucas Oil Speedway, we're ready to get this one started. Brian Shirley and Scott Bloomquist, one of the best in dirt late model racing. And it's time, Wheatland style, for the Dixie Chopper. Feel the thunder for the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson. A little rough and tumble that first lap. A lot of guys slapping quarter panels with each other. The three of Brian Shirley has the lead. Bloomquist in second. Look at that battle for third between Bronson and Josh Richards.
Yeah, the orange and blue paint mixing it up there. As they come out at two, look at that. Bronson Richards as Shirley leads 0.4 of a second over Bloomquist. 40 laps. Our first one tonight was 45, so Brian Shirley's led every lap so far tonight. Bloomquist will pressure him 0.2 of a second to lead right now.
Shirley a winner one weekend ago in the Mars circuit, trying to pick up wins on back-to-back weekends, and now he's trying to do it in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Almost hits that inside berm down there and gets really sideways in the corner.
Right now, Dave, how about Dave Argerbar trying to go 2 for 2 tonight? Josh Richards looking good in that 14, and right now all over the boss of Team Zero, Scott Bloomquist, as Brian Shirley continues to lead.
Rocket Man to the inside of Scott Bloomquist. Challenge for second. Josh Richards trying to take it over, and both of those guys are closing in on Brian Shirley. Josh Richards has got a good car here tonight at Wheatland.
Brian Shirley, problems in 4. Richards with the crossover at the line. We've got a new leader. It's Josh Richards, 6 in the books.
Josh Richards to the front of the field, and he's bringing with him Scott Bloomquist, the 3-time series champion, now moves up to second again. Brian Shirley loses not only the lead, but second place, even though he's got it wound up on the outside.
Yeah, Bloomquist has been very impressive here tonight in his return to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Right now down the back straightaway is Josh Richards looking for his second series win of the year. Bronson 4th, Clanton, Gustin, Younghans, McCready, Babb, Jimmy Owens 10th.
Shirley told Dave Argerbright earlier he didn't think he was that good. He was just lucky in the heat race. But it looks pretty good here tonight, holding down second. Kyle Bronson closing in on both Shirley and Scott Bloomquist in that 4th spot in the bright orange, number 40.
Got Josh Richards at iRacing, Big River Steel Rush Truck Centers, 14 for Clint Boyer. Good racing behind him. There's the battle for 9th. You see Jimmy Owens, Shannon Babb, and Brandon Shepard. Ricky Thornton Jr. is 12th. It started so good for him, Bob, the overall fast qualifier. But Thornton just outside the top 10 right now.
Jimmy Owens still looking for his first series win in 2021. The driver of that number 20. There is Shane Clanton battling with Kyle Bronson. Clanton, the Georgia Bulldog, moves to the inside, battle for 4th. Oh, Scott Bloomquist all sorts of out of shape as well, and Bronson had to slow down, go wide to avoid him.
All SEC battle there, right? Florida, Tennessee, Georgia. The Illini driver, Brian Shirley, still second, but Richards has stretched it out by 2.7 seconds, the advantage in that Cornet-powered rocket.
Look at Clanton. He could be tough as this race wears on. We get a caution, but we haven't had many in the second half of the doubleheader here tonight.
The only time we've had cautions tonight was in hot laps. The first session, we had 2 of them. None since.
Bronson lost that spot to Shane Clanton, but he's sticking with him. Bloomquist hounding Brian Shirley. Bloomquist trying to get to the inside. Just can't do it. This track getting pretty rough. Tons of character tonight in the second half of a doubleheader in Wheatland.
There's a concrete curb right down there on the bottom. Some drivers have lost the handle on it. Right now, Bloomquist in second. Shirley, Clanton, Bronson, the top 5. But Josh Richards, Bob, 4 seconds the advantage over Bloomquist. And Shirley and Scott go side by side down the main straightaway.
15 laps into this one, Shirley trying to get back to second. He's able to do so, slides in front of Scott Bloomquist, but Bloomquist trying to go back to the bottom. Thinks better of it. So far, it's Josh Richards over Scott Bloomquist. Back to second, Brian Shirley, Shane Clanton, and Kyle Bronson, your top 5. By the way, Chase Younghands in the 18 runs 6th.
Yeah, good to see him have a good run. It's been a struggle here in 2021. Meanwhile, these two veterans putting on a show here tonight at Wheatland. Scott Bloomquist and Brian Shirley, and they'll go side by side into 1-0 on the bottom. Wow, hang on, Brian Shirley. Got a little bit of air into 117 in the books.
Almost looks like an off-road course out there in some portions of this racetrack. Shirley pulls back by momentarily. Bloomquist back to the bottom, and this is allowing Shane Clanton to close in as well.
0 into 1. Shirley, Clanton, Bronson, Younghands, McCready, Owen, Shepard, 9th. Gustin is 10th.
Hudson O'Neal is the Linex biggest mover of the race, up 11 spots. How about Hudson O'Neal up to 13th after transferring from a B main?
And remember, every car you pass means points for tomorrow night. The top 18 are locked in. Right now, McCready is 7th, so he's in a good spot, possibly start on the pole tomorrow night. Can Hudson O'Neal get to the outside front row tomorrow night for the Show Me 100? And Billy Moyer Jr. trying to get up there as well.
Josh Richards does have that big lead by 4 seconds over Scott Bloomquist, but he's got to navigate some of that slower traffic. There is Tim McCready in 7th, the series points leader in Missouri. Josh Richards leading this one since lap 6. Scott Bloomquist and Brian Shirley 2nd and 3rd.
On the restart, here comes Clanton, here comes Bronson. Richards through turn 1. Scott goes to the outside, Bronson on the bottom. They're trying to go 3 wide right there. As Bloomquist cuts down, Bronson and Clanton are going to go side by side. Younghands racing tonight. Richard still leads.
Shirley trying to hold on to 2nd. Good battle here for 4th. Bronson on the inside. Shane Clanton there. Here comes Bloomquist to the inside of the 3.
2 by 2 there. Bloomquist and Shirley. They're still side by side. Clanton right there close in 4th. Bronson 5th. 0 back to 2nd. Bob 22 in the books, 18 to go. Shirley not giving up. He'll do the crossover down the back straightaway.
So much fun to watch everybody hit those bumps and not be able to keep that car pointed in the direction that they want it. They slide up the racetrack. 3 wide, coming off a 4. Battle for 2nd. Shane Clanton by Scott Bloomquist. Now trying to get back into another great spot and challenge for the victory here tonight. Looking to the inside of Brian Shirley. Can't get there yet.
Yeah, this is highly entertaining. Richard says, see you later. I got a 2.5 second lead, and they're side by side, Clanton and Shirley for 2nd. Bloomquist, Bronson, McCready's up to 6th. Shepard 7th, Younghands. Hudson O'Neal, 24th to 9th, Bob.
Wow, McCready, the point leader, up to 6th here. Just outside the top 5. He's behind Bronson in that orange 40. Shirley bounces high. That opens up the door for the Georgia Bulldog. And here comes that Capital 25 trying to make his way into 2nd.
Brian Shirley, he's had a lot of good runs in the Lucas Oil Series earlier this year. Did not have the finishes to show for it. 26 scored, 14 to go. It's Richards, Clanton, Shirley, Bloomquist, Bronson, the top 5. 3.7 seconds. Richards has stretched it out again after the caution.
Richards has checked out on this field, but now Clanton is by himself. Can he close in? Does he have anything left for Josh Richards tonight? Oh, Hudson O'Neal 2nd in points. Collects himself with Chase Younghands. We'll see if he can climb his way back through after an incident with Chase Younghands. Coming to the green, they fire. A little bit before the line, we're back to green. And Josh Richards has been dominant. Brian Shirley way to the outside with Shane Clanton in the 25.
Well, nobody has challenged Josh Richards. Once he's had the lead, we've had a couple of cautions, but he just stretches it right back out as he does again. Clanton battles with Shirley in the call.
Plenty of people watching tonight. Coming back to the green at Lucas Oil Speedway, Josh Richards leads. Hudson O'Neal back out on the racetrack at the tail end of this field. Josh Richards, so good. Rocket Man looking sporty in that Clint Boyer racing ride tonight. Shane Clanton holds down 2nd. Right now it's a battle for 3rd between Scott Bloomquist and Brian Shirley in that white 3 on the outside.
And here comes B5. B5 on the move here late. Still 12 to go. Shepard's up to 5th. Richard still leads Clanton, Shirley, and Bloomquist. And here comes, oh, I bet Grandpa, he's watching. He might even be here. Grandpa Shepard. And here he comes. He may have another spot. Bloomquist and Shepard going at it side by side.
All of these drivers wrestling with the wheel to work their way around some of the bumps here tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. It is made for an interesting race, to say the least. Shepard gets by the 0 of Scott Bloomquist now with 10 laps to go. Shepard, at least momentarily, up to 4th.
Good battle there for second on back as Richards stretched it out one more time, 1.3 seconds, hoping it probably stays green the rest of the way. He's had no traffic at all to deal with the 3 caution flags we've had, and now 9 to go for his second series win of the year.
Oh, look at this run that Bishop just got. He blows by Brian Shirley in the 3. Bishop maybe has saved his stuff. He is up to 3rd.
And that could be big because that could put him on the front row tomorrow night. McCready right now in 8th. It's going to be right in there, as you mentioned, between those 3. Richards, McCready, and Shepard for the first 2 rows. Look at this.
Look at Fergie.
Yes.
Right now, the Linex biggest mover of the race, up 14 spots, and he's still trying to pick up spots. The kid has got talent, trying to move by McCready. He does, moves by Jimmy Owens as well.
That's impressive. That is impressive. The way this weekend has started for Chris Ferguson, if he can get a top 6 or 7 out of this, they got to be happy in that Kennard team. He's 7th.
Incredible, and he's got Kyle Bronson right in front of him. A little contact between McCready and Jimmy Owens. Earl Pearson Jr. in the top 10 as well. Fergie is not done. 5 laps to go to the outside. He goes on Kyle Bronson.
He's hoping for a caution. He'll take him on the outside. Chris Ferguson down the back straightaway as we are within 5 laps of the finish.
Josh Richards sets the pace here, back to the green. 5 laps to go at Lucas Oil Speedway. Keep an eye on the B5. Brandon Shepard's been pretty quick trying to climb his way through the field. Shane Clanton is 2nd. Chris Ferguson in the 22 trying to pick off spots here. He is the hard charger of the race so far.
He goes to the outside. He'll get around 0. He'll get around Brian Shirley. 23rd to 4th for Fergie.
Ferguson putting on a show tonight in Wheatland. Kyle Bronson in the 40. Trying to weave his way around. Scott Bloomquist in the 0 and Brian Shirley in the 3. Here comes Ferguson. Ferguson out of Mount Holly, North Carolina, goes to the inside.
Oh!
Almost makes contact with Bishop.
That was close. They'll have 2 to go coming up. It's Richards, Clanton, Shepard, Ferguson, Bloomquist, the top 5. Fergie looking for a podium. 2 to go, Bob. It's Richards, 1.8 seconds ahead of Clanton.
Chris Ferguson, so good at Cherokee Speedway. This reminds me of a Cherokee Speedway type of race tonight. Ferguson to the outside of Brandon Shepard, and Fergie moving up into the top 3. 1 lap to go for Josh Richards.
Ferguson and Shepard going at it for the final podium spot tonight. Richards and Clanton are going to go 1st and 2nd, but who's going to get 3rd, Bob?
Rocket Man is back. He blasts to his 2nd victory of the year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And it comes in the tribute to Don and Billy Gibson at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Ryan and Randy, they will show the way through turns 3 and 4. Button Buck will put the hammer down. The green flag will go up, and 20 laps will begin the countdown here for the Cedar Creek Beef Jerky USRA Modifieds. Middaw, a race winner here in the past. Tim's, a race winner already on this Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start to the summer season. And see how long it takes the 91X to find a line he wants to run. He goes right in front of the boss, takes the bottom line. Middaw will try and swap spots with him as the 21 now goes to the inside. They will race side by side. A lot of bouncing there on that inside lane for Middaw, but it is Timms that gets to the line first, then cuts the front right off of the 21.
Casey Fowler to the infield with number 64, his night done. As now Randy Timms, he has checked out. In between races, had a chance to go down and catch up with Randy.
Yep. As
we didn't really have a chance to talk to him before. Used to run a lot of races here at Lucas Oil Speedway. One in the MLRA, which is this the joint class with the Lucas Oil late models. He won the Larry Phillips Memorial 4 years ago, so he knows his way around Lucas Oil Speedway. And there you see him on your screen. He is most definitely fast out front, as those top 3 cars have not changed. They just changed running order.
Well, and you and I often talk about, who's got the better odds? The Lucas Oil regulars that are here every Saturday night, like Ryan Middaugh and Dylan McCowan that you see on your screen, or is it some of the talent that comes in from out of town? Well, so far in this one, it's been the out-of-town talent, as you see Middaugh again kind of ride around through 1 and 2, right? Not been racing a whole lot. Brings out Joe Duvall's car. Wins one feature, trying to make it a clean sweep on a dirt track doubleheader night here at Lucas Oil Speedway. The principal, Jason Pursley, around Big Daddy, around Button Buck, and Pursley going to try and grab about 4 spots on the restart. He'll come up a couple short as McCowan and Randy Timms stay out in front of the principal. But that was a power move by the veteran driver on the restart.
Well, the principal has his student to the right side right
Literally.
now. Literally. Dylan McCowan, a student at Skyline High School. That is where Jason Pursley is the principal of, and they are running 2-3 right now. And you wonder just the knowledge and experience that Jason Pursley has, as Dylan McCowan has a power move to duck back down to the inside and then tries to go back top shelf. Just the years of experience that Jason Pursley has navigating tracks like this, you have to have a feeling that really plays into his hand right now, as this is your top 3 cars right here with Timms, Pursley, and McCowan. Dylan, a young gun, has all sorts of talent in the world, as now this is a battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. We go back to the front, and now Jason Pursley, he's making a run. He's got a chance to grab the lead.
Mr. Consistent right now wants to be Mr. Front Row, as he is around McCowan and sets his sights on the rear end of that 91X, as Timms looking for the double dip here on the first full day of the Show Me 100. Has Pursley knocking at the back door now. A couple of car lengths separate them, but Dylan McCowan is not going anywhere as he continues around the top of the racetrack. He and Timms running a similar line. McCowan just about a lane lower, and you can throw a blanket over the top 3 cars here. McCowan gets, and Andy Bryant getting some seat time in a modified tonight. Normally a B-mod driver up there as well. He kind of gets shuffled back, ends up pinned between a couple of cars as everybody chases Randy Timms around the racetrack here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Timms able to get away clean. Works his way through 3 and 4. Pursley continuing to catfish around the bottom. His son Dayton, driver of the 10P, always likes to bring that up. Dad likes to take the shortest trip around.
And that is a nickname that his son gave him, is Catfish.
Right now it's paid off as it's pulled the 38C all the way up to the 2nd spot. But no pressure being put on Timms so far, as all the pressure is on the 4 cars running 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. Big Daddy Joe Duvall trying to find a line so he can push it up. At one point in time, Shane, in the feature earlier tonight, both 91s run 1 and 2 earlier, but Duvall unable to get there just yet. That spot has been held on to by the principal, but you see the battle there for 3rd as Finnewald continues to try and force that 21 up into a podium spot, but a big bounce through turn number 4, and that gives away all the momentum he gained on McCowan.
And Pursley back on the hunt again, looking to the inside of Randy Timms. 5 laps to go We see so many, Corey, young guns come into the modified division and tear it up. When you look at the top 5 veterans in Timms, Pursley, Finnewald, Duval, age is coming to the forefront here. The only youngster in that mix is Dylan McCowan there in the number 8.
Yep, and he is trying to represent for the youth movement right now, as Pursley and McCowan will both go around Timms. McCowan able to power to the top spot, but then go around him again as they just split the 91 right as the caution came out. Timms takes the green flag here as we are running out of laps. A little bit of a bobble in the bottom of turn number 2, and McCowan jumps to the outside of the racetrack. Pursley stays to the inside. Timms goes high. McCowan powers through 4 now, and the young gun from Urbana jumps out in front. McCowan trying to motor and get some room, get a couple of car lengths between he and Timms, who has not had much of a view with someone in front of him tonight through 2 features. But again, a little bit of a rough surface, and McCowan makes the best of it. There'll be trouble back behind them deeper in the field as they work their way off of turn number 2. The whole season, he's pretty much matched his race total here tonight. McCowan kicks it into gear. Timms takes that line right below the youngster. And they will go door handle to door handle on the entry of turn number 3. Timms with that preferred line and enough power to push back out in front. He recaptures the lead with 2 laps to go. Pursley has fallen way back now, 1.3 seconds behind your leaders. Duval right behind him. Timms and McCowan not letting up at all, and McCowan is going to have a nose out in front as the white flag comes out. So Timms led with 2 laps to go. McCowan leads with 1 lap to go. Timms back in the top spot. Can he make it a double dip tonight here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks on a rare dirt track doubleheader day? It's going to be Randy Timms racing into victory lane for a second time.
.0